Yes, ma'am. Checking out today, Evolution, Another World. Got this because I got it for the low, and I got it because you can play solo, which is pretty much how I get to play these days. All right, welcome to an alternate world of wondrous creatures where evolution is taking a different path. Here, mystical places of power, the sources produce pure energy. Fascinating creatures consume and accumulate it to perform marvelous transmutations. A hard struggle ensues between those who seek to become super beings. In Evolution, Another World, you'll create your own creatures, infuse them with energy, and evolve them with traits that'll help them to advance amidst a perilous and unpredictable environment. Once your creatures attain enough energy, they'll transmutate and ascend to a completely new level of existence. Transmute 3 creatures before your opponents do. Sounds like the win con. Looks like the Digimon trading card game where you evolve and keep the powers from the older guys versus Pokemon, which you've only got one level of powers most of the time. Create unique creatures and evolve them with new traits, and attack other creatures, gain energy from sources, transmute your creatures to win. So evolve up 3 creatures to probably level 4 to win the game, something like that. All right, but 2023, people did reviews of this last year. I think it just came out like maybe March. Let's get into it. And of course, got these because I got little dueling games and see what they're doing and see all what I'm missing. Different evolution chits, rules, player mats. Okay, didn't know that it was huge cards. Mini cards. Jewels. I think these are like aquarium beads, standees, and assorted plastic bags. Okay. Reusable bag for the mats. Oh, I think this shows what the evolutions do, the keywords. Okay, they're all the same. 1 to 4 players. Alright, so this shows what Caring does. When this creature gains energy, it may transfer 1 energy to a friendly creature once per turn. And then if you get the squiggle, what the squiggle is, I don't know. There is no dice, right? Nah, because I didn't see any. Alright, but squiggle. This creature may gain energy even if it has 4. Okay, I guess you cap out at 4. And it must transfer this energy to a friendly creature. If no creature can accept the energy, then return it to the supply. Caring can also be used during another creature's activation. Caring can be used even if the creature is asleep. This creature may gain energy from the upper part of the flowery cave source. And it looks like there's 16 powers between green, purple, blue, and orange. Hey, quick reference guide. That's what I like. Alright, symbols. Creature is the eyeball. Energy token. Start of the round, each player may redraw once. Discard your hand and draw an equal number of cards from the evolution deck. Then players take their turns, starting with the first player and proceeding clockwise until the round ends. Player's turn, perform up to 3 steps. Create a new creature, optional. Place 1 evolution card from your hand face down on the table. Oh yeah, I think you can either play the creature as the creature, or as a buff maybe? I don't know. Okay, place evolution card from your hand face down on the table, or add a new trait to one of your creatures, optional. Place 1 evolution card from your hand face up under your creature. Make the desired trait is visible. Okay, so the traits go under the creature. This is showing everything going up. Okay, maybe that one is going down. Pestering. Okay, yeah, pestering. Okay, tiny pestering. Okay, so you can go up or down on the Pokemon energy deal. Okay, and then activate one of your non-sleeping creatures. If all of your creatures are asleep, skip the activation and in your turn. When a creature activates, you may use its when activated traits, fearsome, metamorphic, or pestering. Choose one action for activated creatures. Gain energy. Check the conditions. Squiggle. This is available on the source. What is a squiggle? These components are unlimited. Round overview. I guess the squiggle is just things you can do. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, check the conditions. This is available on the source. This is the game. Okay, check the conditions. There is available. No. If you're the energy track isn't filled, or if this creature is carrying, gain energy. The creature gains energy from the source. You may use gain energy traits of this creature and or any friendly creature carrying charming long-tailed in your turn. Transmute action. Check the condition. This creature has 4 or 3 energy if it's a tiny and has no more than 3 traits. Discard this creature and its traits. Return it to the supply. Gain 1 transmutation token. I take it as these ones. Yeah, 9 transmutation tokens with the standee. First player token with the red. 18 sleep. 40 energy. 6 blank cards. 2 trait reference sheets. Oh, but we got 4 though. That's nice. 4 player reference cards in there somewhere. 7 choice cards. These. And rulebook. Okay, transmute action. Check the condition. This creature has 4 or 3. If it's tiny, you have more than 3. Discard. If you now have 3 transmutation tokens, you win. If not yet in your turn, discard this creature and its traits. Return its blank. And return its energy. This creature has 4 or 3. If it's tiny, it has no more than 3 traits. Okay, so once the creatures get enough energy, 4 or 3 if it's tiny, then discard this creature and its traits, return its energy to the supply, gain 1 transmutation token. If you now have 3 transmutation tokens, you win. If not yet, in your turn. Okay, transmute, that's in action. You get 3 actions per turn. Alright, attack, action, declare an attack, and choose the target. Check the conditions. This creature, the attacker, has an attacking trait, fire-breathing, lulling vampire. A valid target is available. Check the targets and the attacker's astral and flying traits. It sounds like phasing or something. Resolve 1 or more attacking traits in any order. Go ahead and highlight that. For each attacking trait, A, perform the attack. Check the target's when attacked traits. Fireproof, many-eyed. Okay, when attacked. If the trait is successful, the attacker gains 1 energy from the supply. Okay. If the attack is successful, attacker gains 1 energy from the supply. Then the attacker may use its gain energy traits, carrying long-tailed. After resolving all attacking traits, the target may use its after attack. Place a sleep token on the attacker. After resolving all attacking traits, target may use after an attack. Place a sleep token on the attacker. Okay. In your turn. Sleep action. Place a sleep token on the creature. Sleep is in action. Place a sleep token on the creature. And then in your turn. Okay, in a round when all creatures on the table are asleep, the round immediately ends. Perform the following steps. Energy renewal, discard the source card and draw a new one. Place energy on it. And awakening, remove sleep tokens from all creatures. Drawing new evolution cards. Each player draws 2 cards plus 1 for each of their creatures with energy on it. Okay, nice. Drawing new evolution cards. Each player draws 2 cards. Plus 1 for each creature, for each of their creatures with energy. Okay, new first player, pass the first player token clockwise. The player who gains the 3rd transmutation token wins immediately. All right, sounds pretty simple. And okay, let's just go over it one more time, and then let's flip through the cards, and then try to go right into playing a solo game. Perform up to 3 steps. Okay, each player may redraw cards once. Discard your hand and draw an equal number of cards from the evolution deck. Then players take their turn, starting from the first player and proceeding clockwise. Perform up to 3 steps. Create new creatures, optional. Place 1 evolution token from your hand face down on the table. Add new traits to one of your creatures, optional. Place 1 evolution card from your hand face up under your creature. Make sure the desired trait is visible. And activate one of your non-sleeping creatures. If all your creatures are asleep, skip this activation. And in your turn, when a creature activates, you may use its when activated traits. Choose 1 action for the activated creature. Gain energy. Choose 1 action for the activated creature. Activate one of your non-sleeping. Perform up to 3 steps. Alright, gain energy, action. Gain energy. Check the conditions. There is available energy on the source. The creature's energy track isn't filled, or this creature is carrying. The creature gains energy from the source. You may use gain energy traits. In your turn, transmute. Check the condition. This creature has 4 or 3 and it's tiny. Discard its traits. Return. Okay, you're just trying to get the energy, then transmute them. Then once you have 3 of them, then you win. All right, let's go into the setup. Energy deck and energy source. Shuffle the energy source cards with the waterfall on the back. Place this deck face down on the table. Draw a card from the top of the deck and place it face up near the deck. This is the energy source, or simply the source. Okay. Place the required number of energy tokens according to the number of players. 2, 3, and 4 on the lower part of the source. Place the required number of energy tokens according to the number of players. Place the indicated number of extra on the upper part of the source, if any, regardless of the number of players. token supply. Place the remaining energy, sleep, and transmutation tokens on the table where everybody can easily reach them. These components are unlimited. In an unlikely case that you run out of tokens, use any substitutes. Evolution deck, shuffle the evolution cards with the lizard and energy track on the back. This deck is face down on the table, leaving space for a discard pile nearby. Starting energy and starting hands. Place one card from the top of the evolution deck face down. From the top of the evolution deck face down, lizard side up in front of each player. These are player starting creatures. Then deal each player 5 cards. 5 face down cards from the top of this deck. These are the starting hands. Players never show cards in their hands to other players. Each player only knows how many cards each opponent holds. First player, the youngest player decides who gets the first player token. Round overview. The game lasts several rounds. Each players take their turn, starting with the first player and proceeding. At the start of the round, each player may redraw cards once. Round, players' turns. Okay, so how do we do just a one-player game? Yep, got that one. They said that this one is kind of too random. Hopefully this one isn't too random, but I see you can play with one player, so I went ahead and got it. End of the game. Quartet mode. You can use this mode in a 2 or 3 player game. It makes it harder to win, and your evolution strategy must totally change. Use the basic rules, except now you must transmute 4 creatures. Blank cards. There are 4 blank cards and 2 blank source cards in the game. Use them to create your own cards or replace existing ones. In case of damage, simply shuffle the corresponding. And what about the solo game? End of the game. Extras. Inhabiting the world. Download the illustrated bestiary with their descriptions. Okay, solo mode. In this mode, your virtual opponent is the ominous shade. Swift and relentless. Now, if you transmute just one creature, you lose. Play a usual 2-player game with the following differences. The shade does not have cards in hand. It plays directly from the evolution deck. Usual 2-player game. Not have cards in hand. Plays directly from the evolution deck. Follow the special algorithm below to resolve the shade's turns. When the shade has to choose a creature or a trait, use a choice card to pick one. Okay, that's what these for. Alright, there we go. Automa. Shade has to choose. Shade has to choose the creature or trait. Choice card to pick one. The round ends when all your creatures are asleep, even if the shade still has non-sleeping creatures. Even if shade still has non-sleeping creatures, you still need to transmute 3 creatures to win the game, but the shade has to only transmute 1. Alright, energy deck and energy source. Set up the energy deck and the energy source for 2 players. Prepare as usual. Starting creatures and starting hands. Get a starting creature 5 hands for yourself. Assign an area on the table for the shade to shade and put 1 starting creature there. The shade has no starting hand. Put the first player token in the shade's area. choice cards. Shuffle the choice cards with the night scenery on the card back and form a deck. Put it face down on the table. Shuffle. Face down. Choice cards. Use choice cards to determine random creatures and traits for the Shade's turn. To determine a random creature, for example, the target of the Shade's attack, draw a card from the choice deck. Use the number on the blue arrow to count out the required creature starting from the leftmost creature, from your leftmost creature. If you have reached the rightmost creature, continue counting from the leftmost one. To determine a random trait, draw a card from the choice deck. Use the purple on the arrow. Okay, your leftmost creature. Your leftmost creature. Okay, to determine a random creature, for example, the target of the Shade's attack, draw a card from the choice deck. Use the number on the blue arrow to count out the required creature starting from your leftmost creature. Okay, so even if the arrow is right, it's left. If you've reached the rightmost, continue counting from the leftmost one. To determine a random trait, draw a card from the choice deck. Use the number on the purple arrow to count out the required trait, starting with the topmost trait. If you have reached the bottommost trait, continue counting from the topmost. Continue counting from the topmost. Continue counting from the leftmost. Top to bottom, left to right. When there are no more cards left in the choice deck, reshuffle the discard pile and form a new deck. The Shade's turn. You make your own turn as usual. When it's the Shade's turn, perform the following steps consequently. New creature. If all Shade's creatures sleep, draw a card from the evolution deck and place it face down as a new Shade's creature to the right of the others. If all Shade's creatures sleep, draw a card from the evolution deck, place it face down as a new Shade's creature to the rightmost of the others. New trait. Choose the Shade's 9 sleeping creatures with the most energy on its track. Choose the Shade's 9 sleeping creatures. Choose the Shade's 9 sleeping creature with the most energy on its track. 9 sleeping creature. Shade's 9 sleeping creature with most energy on its track. Leftmost is for tie. Draw a card from the evolution deck and select the trait oriented. Draw a card from the evolution deck and select the trait oriented. Right, in the same way as the picture, but if it's carrying or metamorphic, rotate the card upside down to select the other trait on it, and the selected trait to this creature. Add the selected trait to this creature. If the creature already has this trait, add it to an adjacent creature to the right. If this is also impossible, discard the drawn card and draw. If this is also impossible, discard the drawn card and don't draw a new one. Activation. Activate the creature chosen at the previous step, then perform these actions in the following order. A, if the creature has enough energy, it transmutates and the Shade wins. But if not, go on. If the creature has gained any aggressive orange trait this turn, it tries to attack your creature. Use a choice card to determine. Okay, so aggressive sounds like haste, swiftness. The creature attacks only if the success is certain, i.e. the target loses energy or a trait or falls asleep. Okay. If the creature has several attacking traits, resolve them in the following order: lulling, fire breathing, vampire. After the attacker falls asleep and the shade's turn ends. If there's no attack, go on. The creature tries to gain energy from the source, starting from its lower part if possible. If the creature has gained energy, the shade's turn ends. The creature doesn't fall asleep, otherwise go on. If the creature has any attacking traits, it tries to attack. See step B. If there's no attack, the shade's turn ends. The creature does not fall asleep. End of round when all of your creatures are asleep, or if your creature transmuted and you have no cards in your hand, the round ends immediately. Non-sleeping creatures of the shade don't matter. When all your creatures are asleep, or if your last creature transmutated and you have no cards in hand. Okay, then do the following: energy renewal. Replace the energy source with the new one as usual. Place the required number of energy tokens from the supply on it. As for a 2-player game, Awakening, remove all sleep tokens from the sleeping creatures. Drawing new evolution cards, draw new cards for yourself. 2 + 1 additional for each of your creatures with at least 1 energy. New first player, take the first player token from the shade or give it back. Chances in the traits. Some traits are resolved a bit differently when they belong to the shade's creatures. An astral creature of the shade may attack non-astral creatures. Okay, end of the game. When the shade gains a transmutation token, it wins the game. To defeat the shade, you must transmutate 3 by preventing them from getting a single one. Alright, didn't seem too bad. Alright, be right back with the flipping through the cards. All your games. Like, comment, subscribe.